And this is the one I did several years ago that I wanted to show you as a sample. Typically, when we're knitting, we cast on and we go back and forth, back and forth. So our rows go this way. But on this scarf, we have rows that go diagonally. And so I'm going to teach you how to do that. You're going to start in the corner and work increases till you get it to be the width you want. You do increases. And then you're going to do a second phase where you maintain the width of the scarf. And then at the end, you're going to decrease down to the end, to the last point. And I'll show you all those phases. But I wanted to show you the differences in how this scarf can look depending on what yarn you use. And when I created this scarf, I used a yarn called a Zauberball. And I'll have links to all these products down in the description if you want to check them out. But these were two different Zauberballs that changed colors on their own as I knit along. So each ball changed colors, and I just knit down and back and then swapped colors and then down and back. And let me just tell you a little bit about this scarf. I started it when my dad was in the hospital. I knitted every day while I sat there with him, and he eventually passed from cancer, and I was working on this particular scarf when that happened. And as I was knitting, especially on that last day before he passed, as I was knitting, both yarns came to their darkest section and came at the same time, which I thought was kind of weird and cool, but weird. And so as I knit, this was when he passed. I worked on it that morning. I spent the afternoon with him before he left, and then I continued on knitting after everything was over. I could finish the scarf, and I did. And as you can see, some of the yarn were in Superman colors, blues and deep reds. And I just kept going and going, and I got to the end where both balls were just about finished, but the ball that had one of the colors started to run out, and so I had plenty of the other one left. So I continued and just kept going, but the corner became solid red because I ran out of this other color. So just to finish it, I went ahead and just used just the red. I call this my Superman scarf in honor of my dad. Okay, so I want to show you how different this scarf can look depending on the yarn you use to create it. So I'm going to show you several kinds of yarns that you could use for a project like this and get an idea of what it would look like using variegated yarn. So let me grab some yarn and I'll show you. If you want to use a yarn that has a long color repeat, I would suggest a yarn like Chroma from KnitPicks. Chroma. I like working with fingering weight yarns, especially for a scarf, but you can use whatever yarn you like. But I like this because it has a very long color change before the next color starts. So it goes a long way. You don't want to pick out yarns that are too busy or that change color too often, but I would pick yarns that don't necessarily go together. The two yarns aren't matchy-matchy, but you want enough of a contrast between the two balls so that it really looks interesting. So maybe something like this that's got purples and grays would look pretty with the reds and the pinks, because this does have a little purple in it and this has a little purple in it. So these two would make a pretty scarf going back and forth between the two colors. I have this Chroma, which is kind of fall colors, that has browns and bronze and oranges and greens. This would pair pretty with that. This might even pair really interesting with this. This is kind of brights and neons, and then this is kind of more subtle. I have a couple of other bright Chroma balls that I would put together. I would use something like this that's super bright. I would probably pair it with another very bright color match. So these two colorways would be pretty. These are all oranges and yellows and pinks. And then this is greens and blues and purples. So I think those two balls would be pretty together. And then if you didn't want to use that kind of yarn, I did pull out of my stash some other balls that might work as well. I don't even remember where I got this yarn, but if I can find it, I will put a link to it down in the bottom in the description. But you can see here, it's a long color change. A lot of yarn in between the different colors. That's what you want to look for if you want to use a variegated yarn. I also have a crazy Zauberball. Here's one of them. I just bought another one to go with it. So this one is blues and teals and purples and black. And then this one is pinks and blues and purples and a cream. I think these two would go together and make an interesting scarf. And this is a crazy Zauberball. And again, I'll have links for all this down in the description. My favorite yarn on the planet is Zauberballs, and they're just so colorful and I love them. So I thought this grays and blacks and cream would pair nicely with any of the ones I'm going to show you. This is a series of blues, bright blues, blacks. But I think these two would be stunning together. I know they look so different and so crazy. Oranges in both, so I think that would be nice. Purples and pinks throughout this one, and greens and blues and black throughout this one. And I think these two together would be just stunning. Now, these balls of yarn are a little more on the pricier side of things, but I think if you were making a special gift for somebody, a Christmas gift, a birthday or anniversary gift, I think this would be so special to give. And while these are made in Germany, there is an American distributor company, and I'll leave links to it down below. Now let me show you just on a sample here. I did a sample that we're going to look at during this series where I just used solid color yarns and did the techniques I'm going to show you in the videos below, but we changed colors every other row. So you would work down and back, change colors, down and back, change colors, down and back. And it's a very different look. A very different look to have a stripe, this contrasting of colors. So you'll get a different look depending on the yarn. For this particular pattern, you can use sock weight yarn, worsted weight, whatever you've got, even bulky, whatever you've got, you can use it. So you want to use needles that match the yarn size and go from there. So let me just show you real quick what we're going to look at in the upcoming videos. There are 3 phases to a diagonal scarf, and these colors change for each of the phases. So you'll first start off in the corner and you'll do a phase that's called the increasing. You're going to cast on and then grow your scarf. So you'll be increasing on each end of your needles until you get to the width that you want your scarf to be. So however wide you want it is how many rows you're going to continue to increase on each end. You'll increase at the beginning and increase at the end. And then at some point, you'll say that the scarf is wide enough, and now you're ready to go the length, the whole length of the scarf. So I changed colors when I changed into the second phase. So this blue phase is where I'm maintaining the stitch count. I'm not increasing anymore on both ends, but I'm now doing the section where the stitch count remains the same. So the blue section is what you will work most of the scarf in this phase. And then when you get to the end and you're starting to get lower on yarn, this is that phase where I ran out of that one color. When I got to the phase where I start to do decreases to come back down to the end, to the point at the end. So there's 3 phases we're going to go over in the video series: the increase phase, the maintenance phase, and the decrease phase. So this sample just shows you those 3 phases. And of course you can even do this, as you can see, in a solid color. You could do the whole scarf in a solid color, but as you can tell, you can't really see that the rows are running diagonal until you see the color changes. Because if you just looked at the pink, the color washes out the fact that these rows are working diagonal. So keep that in mind when you pick out your yarns. You kind of like that contrast between colors so that you can really see that the knitting is going in a diagonal direction. So you're going to need your yarn, at least 2 balls, and you're going to need a darning needle to weave in your ends. You're going to need a small pair of scissors, and then you're going to need whatever knitting needles you're going to use. For this sample that I'm going to work on for these videos, I'm just going to use straight needles, but typically my go-to needles are circular needles. Even if I'm working back and forth, I will typically use just the circulars, but for this video I'm going to use straights. So thanks for watching this introductory. Keep watching in the playlist below, and the next video we're going to look at is how to cast on, and then how to grow your scarf.